Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Rock Bottom Airsoft. It's good to see you again. If it's your first time here, it is good to see you and I hope you're going to stick around. Okay, well welcome to our weekend video. As many of you know, if you've been following the channel, we aim to do a video every weekday, midweek, usually on a Wednesday. And we also upload a video every weekend, normally on a Saturday. We'll cover everything to do with Airsoft, replicas, gun reviews, that kind of thing, tech, and everything in between. Try and cover all the bases. Hopefully you're enjoying my series of videos, and if you are, then do please subscribe to the channel, that way you won't miss any of my uploads. So with that out of the way, we're on to our weekend video, and this weekend we're doing a quick video, change of scenery again. Once more, we're back where all my gear is stored, so I can just get it out here. And what we're going to look at is something more, I suppose, aimed for newer players or existing players if it wasn't something you'd previously considered. And it's headwear. You don't see many people who play Airsoft without something covering their noggin. Most of us wear some sort of hat, but some people don't. So what I thought we'd have a look at today is the basics of headgear and why it's a good idea. Now, I always wear something on my head when I'm playing Airsoft, even if I'm just taking photographs. You know, you can go for the most base level, which is a cap, or a boonie hat, or, you know, just generally any kind of soft cover for your head. Baseball caps are my preferred one. I mean, they keep the sun out your eyes, which is what they were designed for. They usually have a little bit of felt on the front here, so you can stick any patch you want to on the front, a team patch, or, you know, just anything that looks cool in your opinion. Get them in various camouflages. This particular one is neutral. I think you can pick up a baseball cap in various camouflages from anything from about £7 British all the way up to about £30 British, depending on where you get it from and dependent on, you know, the quality of the cap that you want to purchase. And dependent on the brand as well, you know, they vary in price. This one doesn't have anywhere for putting a Velcro back patch on. However, it's got my logo. You can have caps printed up yourself with anything you want on them. So if you're in a particular team or something like that, you can get team caps, whatever you prefer. But ultimately, a baseball cap will offer light protection if you get hit in the head with a BB, because on bare skin, as we know, BB hits do really hurt. And at least with a baseball cap, you know, there's a reasonable amount of padding over your forehead. It's going to stop you taking the brunt of a hit in the head. Yeah, so, you know, it offers a little bit of protection. The other benefit of wearing a baseball cap in game is it does keep the rain off, keeps your head dry, unless you want to wear a hood. But hoods can affect your ability to hear sounds, because obviously the hood's covering your whole head up. So a cap prevents that problem. Now, obviously, having said that, there are varying types of soft cover you can choose from, and you go for the soft cover that suits your particular loadout. You know, if you want a boonie hat or something like that, a brimmed hat, anything you want, a soft cover hat is usually better than no hat at all. In winter, it keeps your head warm, it stops the BB hits to your head being quite as painful, and also keeps the rain off if it's a rainy day. You're playing indoors, not so much of an issue there, but at least it'll stop the hits to your head hurting as much. Offers us light bit of padding, and it can add to your loadout. So that's baseball caps, soft covers, worth having. Whatever the case may be, it's always worth having some sort of head cover. Now, as you move on, you might fancy yourself one of these. This is what's known as a fast helmet. This is one of mine for photos. Now, these do have a mount on the front for NVGs. This is my NVG mount mounted on here. The prices on these can vary wildly. These, and I have two of them, these are currently covered, so they have covers over the top of the plastic. However, you don't have to put covers on them. There's a number of advantages to getting one of these. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, I don't like wearing these helmets. I never used to wear them. I always used to stick with a baseball cap. I found it much more comfortable to run in and to play the game in. However, there are a lot of advantages to one of these lids. One is, and probably the biggest one you notice, that if you want to run a camera, you can get a mount specifically for the NVG mount on the lid, which will allow you to mount your camera. And it is a much more stable method than mounting it to a baseball cap with a strap or any other methods you may have seen. I've found that the helmet is a much more stable mount for your camera. If you're going to have a camera, you forget that the camera's there when you're wearing one of these helmets. The helmet is comfortable, and you can get them for reasonable pricings dependent on what you want to add to it and what base helmet you want to get. This particular helmet is Emerson gear. I think these retail for around about 35 British pounds, thereabouts. So if you wanted one of these, you know, it's a good starting point. This one, I'm not sure about the brand of this one, but this one was a little bit more expensive than the Emerson gear one. You know, but they look very similar, you know, looks wise. You can spend a lot of money on one of these hard lids, fast helmets, anything like that, a Mitch helmet. You can spend a lot of money, just depends how much you want to spend. But the one I use primarily is this one with my camera mounted, and as I say, this one was Emerson gear, it was only 35 British pounds, and I've had this for a couple of years now, and it's been serving me well. It's been used in many games. They are adjustable to fit the size of your head. You've got rails on the side of these so that you can mount lights, whatever you want really. I know one guy that I play with at Tazball Airsoft at my home site, one of my friends there, he actually has a miniature grenade launcher mounted on the side of his helmet. You know, the one for mounting under a pistol normally. He has it mounted on his helmet. Obviously, if you're going to be running any kind of night vision goggles, the NVG mounts on these are invaluable. It means you can mount those goggles on your helmet. And of course, they're a hard cover. Now, don't treat these as a crash helmet. They're not designed to protect you as a hard hat would in an industrial environment, or indeed a bicycle helmet if you were to fall off a bike or a motorbike or out like that. What they do though is they offer you protection from BB hits. You'll know you've been hit because it goes with a loud crack when it hits the helmet. You may have noticed that if you've seen any of my gameplay videos. You certainly hear it when it hits my helmet. But they offer you the option that, you know, when you do get hit in the head, it doesn't really hurt quite as much. Now, another advantage of these helmets that's, you know, worth mentioning is that your face mask, if you're going to be wearing, I like to wear metal mesh masks. If you're going to be wearing one of these, you can actually mount it to the helmet. You'll see that I've clipped it on the sides here, and it means you don't have to have separate straps. So that mounts to your helmet, and it becomes all one piece, as it were. If you want to change the colour of these helmets or have a particular look, you get these covers. These covers are very affordable, around about 12 British pounds. They come in, you know, various camouflage colours, as you can see here. Different camouflage. I'm quite partial to a bit of fleck tone, and that's what I've got mounted on here. The other advantage is if you want to display quite a few patches, you've got plenty of Velcro mounting points on there. You know, the world's your oyster if you're building a helmet. If you have a look online, you'll notice that a lot of people go with all sorts of designs for helmets, and they come up with some really cool stuff. But just from a practical point of view, if you're a newer Airsoft player and you're looking at gear, then don't neglect headgear. It's well worth having something on your noggin to help protect you from BB hits, because definitely takes some of the impact away having something on your head, even if it's a soft cover like a baseball cap or a boonie hat or something like that. And obviously, if you're wanting to run a camera, or if you've got a particular look for comms that you want to have the cans on your ears, or night vision, or you just generally want a harder lid to protect your head, then yeah, certainly look at these budget fast helmets. They're more than adequate for Airsoft. They certainly protect you from BB hits, and they give you a mounting point for bits of kit. And if you're going for a particular loadout, they can look pretty cool as well. So there we go. Apologise that it was quite a short one today, but I just thought we'd do a little bit of gear that I haven't really covered, and that was looking at something to protect your head. As I say, don't treat these hard hats, these fast helmets when they're the Airsoft variants, as actual head protection. They will protect you from BB impacts, but if you spend a lot more money, you can get ones that will actually protect you from impacts as well. But you know, do a bit of research, decide what works best for your playstyle and your loadout and your needs, and it's well worth having some headgear. So there we go, a little short video about a couple of options that are available to you there to protect your head in game, and also to give you some more support areas to carry additional gear like face masks, cameras, NVGs, comms, that type of thing. So I hope you enjoyed that video with a quick look at some of the headgear I use. If you have any questions about headgear or Airsoft in general, then do drop me a comment below. I will always respond to a comment. Might not get back to you straight away, but I will get back to you. And if you want any more content from myself, then do check out Rock Bottom Airsoft on Facebook and Instagram. There's photographs on there and discussions and things like that. You can find us on there. And if you did like the video, drop a like on it. But apart from that, thanks very much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.